that was what was commissioned yesterday by the president, ably represented by his vice, Kashim Shettima. Yes, so for the second time in a space of 1 week thereabout, the president has poured praises on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. The other day we talked about it as part of our big stories, where the president was very happy with the work done by the FCT minister. He called him a working person. He called him Mr. Project. We already know that name. He called him some names. How happy. Yesterday it took a different dimension, and it sounded more like, oh, this is the minister in whom I am really, really pleased with. Now, some would say, oh, it's not necessarily the president speaking at the time, because he was represented by Kashim Shettima. But officially, Kashim Shettima was speaking what people would believe is the message from the president. And this time he says that the FCT minister is one of the best ministers since the return to democracy in 1999. And that shook me in many ways, because I was not really into politics at the time, but I remembered certain names who were very, very productive, especially during Obasanjo's era. Many names at the time. And I'm not going to call, so it doesn't feel like a particular sentiment to certain people in certain political parties or political corridors. So I'm not going to call names. I'm going to leave that for you to do. But looking way back at Obasanjo's period, there were certain notable names who stood out in how they dispensed their duties, at the time. Certain good names. And so when he said that Nyesom Wike, former governor of Rivers State, immediate former governor of Rivers State, now Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is one of the best ever since we returned to the 1999 democracy, I then began to put the FCT minister on the scale with these other individuals. And my first question to you is, do you agree with that statement? And then I'm going to go further to ask, some of the roads and some of the things or the projects that the FCT minister has embarked on, wonderful projects. I'm not going to take it away from him. Wonderful, incredible projects. This Southern Expressway, when I see it on TV, I can't say. I'm impressed, right? True. The Metro Rail. More. Now, also going to look at the angle of real estate. For right, we going forth as political way, we've all come to the conclusion that it is about fast for the recovery. The seat of the local, all the back of the various in the constitution has been or having to fight for the political of states. So next is for the political state. And the body language of the government is I'm going to my loyalty to the president. Hopefully, it will help me my future political journey. So you usually hear the behind with the agenda of New Hope. We are supporting the president, all of that. And when APC people will come and say, "Oh, the governor is disrespecting the president," would see responses or hear responses from government house or the corridors of governance in Rivers State saying, "Oh no, we're not disrespecting. As a matter of fact, we are working in tandem with the policies and beliefs of the president or the presidency." And I remember it was Ajurin Gelale who once upon a time came out and said, "Oh, the president is not going to take sides in this battle. As a matter of fact, it is time for governance. So the president expects both the governor and the minister to sheath their swords and ensure that the people of Rivers State and Nigerians at large enjoy the dividends of governance." I'm trying to break this down as much as possible so we can have a robust conversation. And so the governor over time, the body language has been, "Oh, I am aligned with the activities at the federal level. But when we now see what is going on, or maybe judging from what the president has said in recent times, I can summarize it to mean this is my beloved son or my beloved minister in whom I am well pleased. I can summarize it to be that, right? Is it swinging the pendulum in favor of the minister? Because once again, he has said, they asked me not to make you a minister, but I don't regret it because you're one of the best that is out there. And those are the words of the president. I'm not making them up. It's just that my soundbite is too long. I would have played it for you. But let's listen. As I said the last time, Wike is a force of human nature. Love him, hate him, but you cannot ignore him because at every point in time, he is striving to redefine the meaning and concept of leadership. Wike is one of the best appointments ever made in the history of the current democratic dispensation in this country. Tinubu said, all my brothers and sisters who opposed his appointment are now hailing him. He's an exemplary leader worthy of emulation by us all. He is a very mercurial partner. Unfortunately, leadership has toned down that tempo. The whole political space is populated by careful friends, but now he has stopped dancing, he has stopped singing, but he is still performing. Wike is the only member of the opposition People's Democratic Party who serves in the administration of the ruling All Progressives Congress. His appointment as minister last August sparked ripples within the APC circles, but the president was unfazed. Okay. I've got a commercial coming up in about 2 minutes. I'm going to open the phone lines now, or maybe I'm going to dilly-dally a little bit and then open the phone lines after my commercial break. But how does this affect Rivers State given the political drama at play? In recent times, if you follow the political history in Nigeria, it is he who has the support of the federal government that usually wins the political structure. I could take a trip to Bayelsa State under Olusegun Obasanjo, and we all remember what happened to the now late Alamesia, Depri Alamesia, His Excellency. You remember that political battle, right? Delta State also was affected at the time. Lagos State survived it. Talking about federal might and how they want the politics to be played or how they battled for the political structure. I think it also played out towards the end in Rivers State. The political career of the then governor Odili was also affected due to how the federal politics played out. We saw that also play out during Goodluck's time, right? We saw the battle between the then president and the then governor Rotimi Amechi. And I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself, how will this play out now, given these statements from the president? The commercial break. When I do come back, I get your thoughts and we'll talk for political development. To stay tuned. You're listening to Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. I still remain Kaladaru Batibor. Good afternoon. Thank you for your patience. Now it's time to get to your contributions. And of course, you know how we do it. Use Facebook if you can. Use YouTube if you can. Nigerian 58 for life there. On X, we're live as well. Nigerian 58. WhatsApp, we are very active. 0809-0306416. Take your voice note and, of course, your text messages as well. We do audio and text messages. I've got messages already. Messages, my goodness. What to call me, to call into the studio, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Let's get your thoughts as it relates to this matter. Now, I don't really care much about, what is happening in Abuja, but I'm looking at the president's statement and I'm looking at the political situation in Rivers State. And by the way, another talking point or another angle with which to view this conversation from is the fact that the people on Wike's camp, or in Wike's camp, on the fence of Wike, I was going to say, are not speaking as much as they used to. It looks like there is so much calm in that camp. One can help but wonder what is being planned from that area. All right, so I get your take, I get your thoughts, and let's talk for development as we push this conversation. On Facebook, Bene Kano Sinclair in Kwene says, let us watch out in the 4 year what the relationship will turn out to. Oh, okay. He's saying the relationship may not amount to anything. Okay, all right, cool. Let's see, Stanley, okay, thank you very much for that message. But let's go to the phone lines now. I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, welcome. What is on your mind? I would like to hear from you.
Yeah, let me take the presidency poured on ex-governor Wike to be the best minister since our democracy in 1999. What does anyone expect him to say? Is he comparing him with other ministers? But don't forget, Abuja is like a local government. It's just one city.
Is it like a local government? No, I don't think so. It has 6 councils
it's
itself.
One city. Abuja is one city.
No, it's not one city actually. Abuja is bigger than one city. It's actually like a state.
Okay. Let's call it a state. But now, if a minister is appointed, a minister takes charge of the ministries in 36 other states, right?
Okay.
And the minister takes care of one state. I'm trying to draw the line where the comparison is coming from with other ministers. But however, it doesn't have any option than to praise him, because this is a minister he has appointed from another party. He has not told us of anyone since 1999. So if that one, the only minister appointed from another party, marrying with him now, if he doesn't pour the praises, what do you expect people to say? So I'm not excited in any way.
I'm not asking you. You see now, Jude, you've just spent time telling me how you're not excited, but that's not the question I asked. The question is, how does this impact Rivers politics, the political situation? Also, you should have gone straight. Please, let's quickly have that now.
It does not, and will not impact Rivers State.
Okay.
Unless you tell us how.
Okay.
Rivers State, where do we have a governor that has endeared the hearts of his people, a governor who has gotten the support of 97% of his people.
Okay.
What do you think the president or the federal might will be.
All right, so it will not affect you, sir. Jude, I've got to go, but thank you for your time. I've got Mr. C from Port Harcourt. Mr. C, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Concerning for disappointment. And that credit to River State.
Okay.
The next is that politically, I think that political affairs of River State, in terms of the governor, that is the reason why some persons would advise the present governor to also see how to play a political romance. Because no matter how you do it, you may still come back to need this same man based on Wike. Because the person to contest for that seat is not based on Wike. And he does not know when the person coming. So whether he likes it or not, he may actually come back to need him.
All right.
And it's better for him before the opponent who may have the interest for that seat comes running after the use of Wike, who seems for now to have a better romance than any other person with the presidency.
So some people say that would change, but Mr. C, I've got to go. Thank you very much for your time. You've said that he would need some Wike all over again. Some people may not agree with you on that one, but let's continue with sampling ideas and opinions as it relates to all the encomiums poured on some Wike. All right. So it says, good afternoon, Mr. Kalada. The president remembered how Wike turned water to wine for him during the 2023 general elections. God is watching them. Okay. What a way to put that. Let's do this one. This one says, good afternoon, Kalada. No lies. The Minister of FCT is a very good export from Rivers State to the FCT, but in my opinion, you can't say is a better minister than late Dora Queenie. Okay, all right. We've had better ministers from 1999. Finally, a minister that is ensuring that his state is on fire and also trying to sabotage the current governor so that he doesn't beat his political records in the state is selfish. Mike from Thai with that one. But how is he trying to sabotage? I would like to know. I would like to know. But let's move on now. This evening, you can't be developed in one particular area of the country and be the best minister. We have ministers during Obasanjo's time. The Minister of Finance, she helped us reduce Nigeria's debt and the economy was moving very well, which affected all Nigerians on the federal mind in elections. If it didn't work with Rotimi Amechi when he was a minister, it will not work now. Take it to the bank. If you have people behind you as a governor, you have the might. Abuja people will not vote in Rivers State. From Calvin Port Harcourt. I've got Noso from Diob. Noso, welcome. What is on your mind? Please go straight to the point.
Yeah.
Welcome, Noso.
Former governor of Rivers State, being the minister of FCT, our president said he's the best minister since 1999.
Not the best, one of the best. Let's use the right way or the right words he used, please. One of the best.
Then what does he use there?
One of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah.
I think this time around we don't need to score any of them that is empowered, that is in this leadership. They don't need anything like scoring because Nigeria is suffering.
Okay.
What we need, how to put Nigeria in order. I don't know what to tell this video. I think they have nothing to tell us anymore. They should do something or not. That's just the truth. Huh? Thank you, I beg.
All right, thank you. They should do something about it, he said. Isaiah from Buguma, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yes, Kalada. Not like the last caller. That is my thought already put down. Hunger and people now is to fix the country's economy, and you are trying to place who is best and who is not best. What is okay? Tell me the best that he is talking about. Is it the one that is affecting the lives of the people of the country? That is the problem. You see, these people. See, the problem we are having is that it's not as if the country, God has not blessed this country enormously, but the problem is the leaders and we are having we don't have good leaders who have the country interest at heart.
All right.
The goodness of this country, interest is not in the heart of the leaders of this country. That is the problem. That is why you see things are the way it is. You understand? You can't tell me that the National Assembly member is going home with 30 million, and yet a civil servant is only asking for just near 500,000, and you cannot give pay. And the same people, they are not training, they all stay much silent as if they are having a cup of water in their mouth. Nobody is saying anything. Even the one who is trying to speak from the River State here, the only lawmaker who I heard who is trying to speak, what has he said? What instead of hitting the nail at the head, say, let this social amount be given to them. But they can't say it because they know that listen, a man who is guilty in his act cannot say anything positive with his mouth.
All right.
You understand? That is the problem.
All
so,
right. As I have got to
tell
go.
Nigerians who is the best and who is the... It's not needed now.
All right.
It's not timeless now.
Right.
As it stands now.
Isaiah, thank you very much. I've got to go, but I think many of us are missing the conversation. I'm not asking if it is, if the award is, or the statement is, needed now or not. I'm asking, how does this impact on the political situation? I'm talking politics now. I want us to think politics now. And, sometimes conversations like this can help us, change how these politicians think. We can beat them to whatever they're planning, as long as it is for the development of River State. I've got Ida from Inkoro. Ida, welcome.
Yeah, Kalada, I agree with you especially.
Yeah, welcome.
Not that the president did not say that, is the vice president want to mock Shiva as the boy so
thank you very much. I would let you go. I and this is, maybe I should stop Ida from calling in. What do you think? Because I understand you have your political sentiment, and I took my time to explain that yes, it was the president represented by his vice. I said it. And while some these were the words of the vice president, it is officially believed to be the message passed by the president through the vice president. So when someone goes to represent me somewhere, it is believed that the person is speaking the words I have sent him to speak. And I wonder why. Anyways, let's move on from that. This one says, good evening, Lexi from Port Harcourt. Brother, if they like, they should give the past governor the award of the most performed minister of the year. It doesn't add up. Take it to the bank. SEMA has taken over the heart and conscience of 90% of Rivers people. So even though the president decides tomorrow to use the past governor, listen, let's pay some vibe and see. Hard facts and simple. I have Nigerian politics. When you look at you see, praise comes from the vice president. The after minister and supporters better watch it. Abuja knows that the so-called federal bite will never work against Governor Fubara, who has not only Rivers people but the entire Niger Delta solidly behind him. Gbene, Menegbene, Okoko, Kana, LGA. All right. I'm not going to read Prince's message. We don't attack people. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so I'm going to skip. This one says the FCT minister is trying to sabotage the current governor's administration by influencing the State House of Assembly, and influence that has ended up dividing the House. His cold political war has also made some politicians in the state talk to a sitting governor disrespectfully. No wonder we hear some local government chairmen insist they are not leaving the office after the end of their administration. I can go on and on. Mike from Thai. Mike, thank you. Let's see. Greetings, Canada. We are not serious in Nigeria. President Tinubu is praising Wike, praising him for doing what? For fighting Governor Fubara or influencing the 2023 general election to favor him. Shay, look at the massive hunger and the rest. We are hearing of Wike being the best. I think such news should be jettisoned. It does not work the front page, Franklin. All right, but it's the president's statement, so... Mr. President's statement about the FCT minister will not have any political effect on the governance of River State, as we have a governor who is fully loved and cherished by his people. So Governor Fubara will overcome any federal gang-up the same way our president overcame the federal government gang-up against him when he was the governor of Lagos State. Wike Odinaka. All right. I'm going to go back to the phone line 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Okay. Let's see. Jaja Maxwell, you say everybody has a right to say what he or she likes, so you cannot say you will stop him from calling. Anyway, if they should praise him, it's nothing to us from Rivers to Jaja Maxwell. Jaja Maxwell, when I put up a conversation, I hope and I expect that we follow the conversation. You have a right to say what you want to say, but then there is a conversation and we should stick with the conversation and not make mockery of my conversations, please. And if you would make a mockery of my conversation, you cannot say I do not have the right to stop him. Thank you very much, Jaja Maxwell. But this one says, good evening, Canada. I think the president and Wike are staged managing dramas in the country. But the president fails to understand that he is fast losing the support of the North because of Wike. That's another angle to it. That is another angle to it. But I've got Eze-Ken from Ubumini. Eze-Ken, welcome.
Good afternoon, Canada, once more.
Yeah, welcome.
Canada, are you aware that there is no permanent friend such as permanent enemy in politics?
True.
2027, Shatter.
Okay.
I don't know if you get my number. The one I said that I will send to you.
I would get it once I'm done with
the
this.
last number is 123.
Okay.
090.
All right.
Last number 123.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Eze-Ken says no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. Give from Yenigua, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Canada, man of the people.
All right.
That
Welcome.
is why you are the man of the people. Shaking tables. I understand where you're coming from, and you stated it clearly that you are talking politics. And let me now address politics. You went back to history. I wonder who, as a governor in Niger Delta, that has been loved like DSP Alamise,
Okay.
Titibo, which is Ibori, that you talk about, Sir Dr. Peter Odili, 1999. Go back and check the records.
Okay.
It was the very DSP Alamise that you talked about that was so loved all over Niger Delta and the country in general, followed by the one of Delta State, Ibori. Then before you talk about the golden governor, Sir Dr. Peter Odili. That was what was playing out in the country then. But do you know what happened? At the end of the day, with all the love, with all the Niger Delta freedom fighters and everything, I am telling you what came after that man. In fact, it led to his early grave. Anybody who knows history will only make mouth. Wike was lucky enough that election in Rivers State, that they wanted to use a young boy to embarrass him. Awara, you remember?
Okay.
It was because of the quarrel between the police and the military. The military wanted to take over while the police was standing for Wike. That was the saving grace.
Do you have evidence to that effect when you say the military?
Yes. Yes, there was quarrel between the army and the police.
But it wasn't. I remember, and that's why at some point, I mean, it was on national TV, and at some point they had to pause the electoral process. The count now gift. But I wonder, when you make it sound like that, I wonder if that had any impact on the counting itself. So, are you saying there were malfeasances done as a result of that quarrel? And that's why I say you don't. Do you have evidence to that effect?
The army wanted to rig that election in favor of APC.
Yet again, you don't have evidence. I don't know if I can allow that statement.
Fine, but now I'm telling you from my own viewpoint. I agree what you're doing is not bad.
But you see, I would need evidence. I would need.
You're asking now.
Okay.
That is what I'm giving you answers.
So you are alleging.
If today the army, the police, the navy, the air force, once they are not with you, brother, forget it.
All
this one we're making man. Do you know that the tsunami of Peter Obi in Nigeria in this past election, if it is about love, because I'm hearing love, I want to address that issue now.
I've got to let you go now.
90%.
All right.
That they love our governor. Do you know that with all the love that you're preaching, once it is time for Nigerian politics and election, that's
thank you, Gift. I've got to go. Thank you very much. But let's see, Melody from Uniport. Tinubu is just being paradoxically ironical on Wike. Wow, paradoxical and ironic at the same time. And anyways, he said Tinubu and his allies are constantly watching Wike with long spoon and distrust. They are not deceived by his eye service. They know. They know what? They know he does not love the people nor love Tinubu. They know that Wike has quarreled with almost all his benefactors. They know that one day Wike will say he regrets working for Tinubu, going by his crave for power and structure. Tinubu will never leave a governor for a minister. Remember, Fubara is a member of the Governors Forum who can speak when the time comes. Okay, another angle to it. Anyways, let's see this one. This one says, man of the people, it is unfortunate that Wike didn't build low-cost houses throughout his 8 years administration, yet he is building in Abuja for civil servants. Charity begins at home, not outside home. From Accountability at Tuegu. Pastor Lushola wrote to me in Igboeche, says, good evening, Canada. I don't believe any word of all politicians, and I agree with you. I also don't believe words of politicians, left, right, center. I don't believe what they say. But hey, keep your calls coming in. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. This one says, God bless Rivers State as it shall continue to grow from strength to strength under this leadership, or under the leadership of His Excellency Sasanelai Joseph Obara, nothing more, nothing less. Tari Roberts. Memoye Gentle Odum says the president still wants to use Wike for the 2027 election. That is why he's singing praises to Wike, nothing more. Okay, Dinkpa Destiny is, I see your message, but I can't read them. I can't read such message on radio, but thank you nonetheless. I do appreciate your time and your contribution. Back to the phone lines. I'm going to take this one. 92.3 Nigeria Info. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Canada.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I am Wardy Ernest. I'm calling from Ilelenwo.
All right, Wardy Ernest from Ilelenwo. Welcome. Let's get your thoughts on this.
Yes, so Canada, I good evening.
Let's quickly, we don't have time. Quickly, to your opinion, please.
Canada, in our palace, we say charity begins at home.
Okay.
You claim to be doing work in Abuja, but your own home, you are destroying it, creating tension, creating problems. What will you tell people at Abuja? That the place I'm coming from is very peaceful.
Okay.
It's very accommodating. And you can traverse all corners of the state very freely. And they will now know that, yes, they are coming from somewhere. But you will be having praises in Abuja, but the place they are coming from to that Abuja is a no-go area.
All right.
How do you think that those people will take you serious? If you can do that to your own home, it's just like a father destroying his own home and then be making friends with another man's own family. At the end of the day, you will still fall back to that home that you have already destroyed.
All right.
So who is fooling who? So let him brace up.
All right then. All right.
All that glitters are not gold, though.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Charity Begins. Home Wardu says, this was how do you trust the man that betrayed his brother? It is just a matter of time when interest comes to play between Wike and Tinubu, Ezekiel, Isaiah. What brother are you talking about? You should have expatiated on that. But it was what the president has about the former governor, or said about the former governor, I believe he meant to say, of Rivers State, as his best appointment is indirect way to tell Wike, thank you for... Come on now. Yamadu Charles, I can't read that message. You don't have proof to that effect. That is making a blanket statement, and if you are asked to prove it, I do not think you can. But let's see. I'll take another call and let's see who's on the line. 92.3 Nigerian for what's your name? You've got 60 seconds. Anybody?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, you've got 60 seconds. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Well, my name is Dara. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, quickly, please.
Yes. Tinubu was the president 1999, telling me what is one of the best or the best. Have you forgotten Adesina? Upcoming Minister of Agriculture. Hello?
I'm listening to you. You've got you've got 20 seconds left. So I'm listening to you.
You can hear?
All right, thank you very much. I guess the network connection there is terrible. So, of course, Wike is one of the best among a failed bunch. ABC needs revisited in 2027, so they will keep playing games. Thank you very much, Irabuchi. I believe that's you. I've got to go for another commercial, but we would continue conversations after the break. Do stay tuned.
The regular football season is over, but not for us here at Super Sport.